being gaslit and sabotaged by my own co-host, telling me I'm saying things that I'm not actually saying, leaving in the messed up openings of shows on audio.
Look, I wasn't trying to gaslight you. You got to believe me.
Yeah, definitely. I literally don't know where Sean was trying to convince me I said something to him that did not come out of my mouth, that I murmured it into the microphone. You're making me feel crazy over here.
It's just what I heard.
Crazy over here.
I've had people say, you know, if there's a name or if they've got a someone just getting called a different name, you know, it's just maybe a brain lapse. I'm not saying you got brain bleed, but what I heard was a possible. I didn't say you just call me that, bro. I'm not that person.
No.
And it was
trying. You're trying to gaslight me.
I promise you, I'm not. But also enunciate, please. I'm sure
that I refuse to do.
I would. It wouldn't surprise me if you got a text on your phone and then you started mentally responding and you.
Well, Ryan Roberts was texting me, so that's the only person that
you see
whose name I could possibly be. He's the only person who texts me the most on a daily basis.
Did you see me and him are going into the podcast business together?
Oh yeah, what are you doing?
We're gonna do an offensive line podcast together.
You and Ryan are.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you actually gonna do one?
I'd like to.
Okay, we'll see if that actually.
We were mixing it up last night on the TL. He pitched me, I think, the best name out of the ones after I pitched him. I think I pitched him Thick City and Big Meaties, both offense. Obviously, I think those would work. He responded with Thick Meaties, and I think that's what we would go with.
Those are all
the Thick Meaties podcast.
Those are all pretty terrible. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition.
Hey, Mr. PD, maybe you could give us a name and that we could build off of here.
No, I don't think I'm going to do that. All right, today we got the hack bag, though. We got the mailbag that we're getting to. Got a couple. How many voicemails do we have?
3 voicemails.
Oh, was it all from the same person? That's a lot. That's a lot more than I was expecting.
I didn't like your dejected just before. That was your default. You're just ready to go.
I was not expecting you to have that many in the
well, some listeners stepped up for this week.
Was it 3 different people that left voicemails?
3 different people, 3 different quality of voicemails.
Okay. Is it anybody new?
3 new voicemailers, I believe.
Are they actually 3 people, or is it 2 people doing different impressions, or one person doing 3 different impressions?
3 different phone numbers.
Do you know for a fact that it's 3 different people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because 2 announced themselves and 1 just is mean.
Oh. I'm really excited. All right, well, I'm gonna hit the break so we don't waste any more time. We'll be right back.
And now back to your regular programming.
If you speak better to yourself.
You showed up for probably the dumbest conversation we've ever had on this show.
Let's have that smile again.
Tell me how that happens. Physically should not happen.
Relax.
If you say it,
give me as well.
3 times a day, God will line it up.
He's just an absolute hack, and he gets his ass kicked by the teammates every week. It's just terrible.
Welcome back to Hack City. Joe DeLeone, Sean Anderson, 2 former college football players from the University of Rhode Island. Today, as we do every single Thursday, we have the hack bag where we answer listener questions, typically in the crazy, obnoxious, ridiculous realm of possibilities. Send us any of your thoughts. We usually call for questions Thursday morning, sometimes Wednesday afternoons. And also we've started doing this year, if you've missed out, 201-834-4308. Call in. Do it from the most ridiculous location that you can think of. Think of the most insane thing to tell us. Call to us. Maybe you just got broken up with. Maybe you just got rejected at a bar. Call us immediately after. We want to know what happened. Those are the kinds of calls that we want for the hack bag. Again, 201-834-4308. Sean, before we get into it, can you share with our listeners a quick word from BetOnline?
Joe, I would love to, and I'm going to talk about BetOnline. I'd like to play a little game during the read here. It's called Thursday Night Line with Joe DeLeone. He's been hot in the NFL. Joe, I'm going to give you straight up one or the other. I'm going to take the bet that you want right now. Bengals getting 6, Ravens giving 6. Putting a full unit on it. What do you want?
Bengals.
Bengals, like it. Full unit. going right on the Bengals. Not looking back. Bet online. Play some bets.
You played
just now.
Oh,
yeah.
so I'm responsible for your happiness.
That's
now.
right. You are, and you're responsible for
I
everybody.
would have deliberately given you the wrong pick then if I had known that you were going to place the bet.
I also like the Bengals on Thursday Night Football. Find the odds at Bet Online. The one thing I'm worried about, Gazoon tight. The one thing you interrupt the read in different ways every single show.
That wasn't even deliberate.
The Ravens are breaking out their alternate, like matte purple, create a custom uniform helmets. What I had, the 2014 teaser uniforms is what I saw them described as when everyone was just getting into Photoshop and knew how to make variants. So that worries me because alternate unis, maybe they play up. Regardless, Bet Online, if you don't want to bet football, don't know why you wouldn't. It's the best. You can bet on NBA, college basketball, NHL, UFC, MMA. They got all the lines, all the spreads, all the in-game live odds. Head to Bet Online today to get in on the action of America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet Online, the game starts here.
I just saw Chester's last question,
and
I am afraid to answer it. All right, as we started doing last week, we're going to start with Hell Yeah and Get Effed of the Week. First up, Hell Yeah of the Week.
This is the Hack City Hell Yeah of the Week. Cue the lasers.
Notice how it didn't loop that time.
Oh, look at this.
My Hell Yeah of the Week. I've been tracking this for a number of weeks now. Big Red Dave, who appears to be some sort of a student. Why did I lead that in like that? A student at the University of Nebraska, some sort of a student.
A student of some form, some variant.
He could be a pigeon. He could be a janitor. All he keeps posting are pictures of this one larger student in one of his lecture halls. Big guy, long hair. Every single day he posts a new picture, 9:30 a.m. at the start of class. And every single time, this guy has the most obscure jersey on that he could be wearing. LeBron James jersey is one of them. The one that I saved today, a Suns DeAndre Ayton jersey. Some of the others that I've seen, like, he's had some really deep pulls.
I've seen some Steve Largent. I've seen one of those.
Steve Largent. Yeah, here's a neon green Russell Wilson jersey, a Luka Doncic jersey. That one's not that weird. Aaron Boone jersey. That was the one that caught my attention. It was like, oh, this guy's got some real deep pulls with these ones. I don't know why, but the concept of just having a continuous wardrobe of obscure jerseys that get deeper and deeper probably costs him thousands of dollars. Probably the only thing that he owns. But the fact that you're committing to the bit and you're showing up, I'd love to know if the guy knows that these pictures are getting taken of him.
It's not just the pictures; it's also the time that the person arrives.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's late, late again, back to back. Got chewed out by the professor. Austin Reeves Lakers jersey, like that's what I'm seeing. So it's a good bit. I like that the guy's committed to keeping the Twitter sphere updated with this random gentleman's jerseys. Good for him. I never was into the big jerseys outside of the rare darty I was invited to in college. But yeah.
Got a Magic Johnson one. Like, I'm still going through Aaron Judge.
It's a good bit. This guy's living a bit. And
he's got a Karl Malone one. That one.
That's a
you can't be wearing a Karl Malone jersey to class.
That's like the dream, though. If you're like a frat star and you're wearing jerseys, is to have somebody in the back of one of your classes tracking your every move, because you're already walking around thinking like you're in a movie. And now you're getting documented online with thousands and thousands of likes just because you're wearing jerseys in class.
All right, Sean, your Hell Yeah of the Week?
My Hell Yeah of the Week. There was a big election this week in the United States, and I genuinely don't care who you voted for either side. A lot of people do. I don't. I don't think Joe does. This is a show we don't get into politics. But I just saw a little bit of discourse.
Although you encouraged people to reach out to me with their political views, and people did reach out to me. Thanks.
At Joe DeLeone on Twitter, the DMs. If you need to vent to somebody, do it to Joe. Nope. And he is that open ear and that shoulder to cry on.
Please don't. No, I'm not. I don't care. I will respond with vitriolic words towards you if you send me any political thoughts.
But we know that politics and family, they don't always mix so well. And I saw this interaction on Twitter with the at names blurred out, but I'll go through it the best I can. just followed my own cousin because this dude posted his ballot and wrote in a fucking football player. Thanksgiving, I'm getting my food and sitting in a room by myself. Y'all not about to spew ignorance in my MF ear all night. Responded.
Wait, was it? This isn't me being a dick. Was it spelled ignorous or did you just miss?
Ignorous. It was spelled.
Okay.
Now
So
I should have been a broadcast. I did just read it out how it was. Sean Burgundy right now responded. Now we got to know which player. LMFAO. The original poster.
You gotta put that in the original tweet. You gotta put that's important information. But go ahead.
The original poster responded, someone named Jaden Daniels, which I was.
I didn't notice that part when you said it to me.
No, someone named Jaden Daniels, which I was laughing about, genuinely like trying to like sneaky laugh because I kept on thinking it was so funny that someone's out here voting for Jaden Daniels. I'm sorry, I'm gonna think it's funny. I know it's your civic duty, but to vote for one of the two bipartisan electorates. Whatever. If you're voting for Jaden Daniels, I'm going to think it's a funny bit. Or you're voting for a football player, especially any other rookie quarterback that's doing well. I'm going to think that's funny. And especially funnier when the person finding out who you voted for has no clue who they are, but he's a meaningful person to the online Twitter NFL verse. What a win for that guy.
Well, the thing that caught my attention with this too is that Cardi B tweeted on election night, we need a Hail Mary, and somebody quote tweeted it with Jaden Daniels. So it made me think of that this person was like, you know what? I don't like any of the options. I want to go with the guy that can pull off the Hail Mary. That's what I want.
You know what? If I was sitting in Maryland, DC, or Virginia, well, DC can't vote, Maryland or Virginia, and I'm sitting here like, who has brought me the most joy in my life over the last 4 years? 4 full years sitting in my state. I would say it's Jaden Daniels. It's not Jackson Holiday for the Orioles. It's not Ovechkin. He hasn't broke the record yet. But it is truly the rookie quarterback from LSU. He would have been getting my vote had I been sitting in Virginia.
Would you vote for Stephen A. Smith for president? There was all that clip circulating of him on The View.
Yeah, that's tricky.
I don't know what his stances would be, though. That's the thing. And he basically was like, oh, I'm independent. I'm down the middle.
I tell you what, I'd track those debates. He would have an open, it would be a blank slate possible vote for me. I wouldn't go in with any like previous biases. I would just say, here is a commentator. Here's a political guy. I'm going to see what he's got, and I want to see him carve up these guys.
They should let him moderate a debate. Like seriously, like instead of, he says he's independent. I believe that because he's apolitical on almost everything. I've never seen him post anything political in either direction. Every time they do these debates on whatever network it is, the commentators, the moderators, whatever, they stink. They're always asking leading questions. I want Stephen A. to do it.
Yeah, one side is always getting angry about the moderators. One side's always getting angry about the questions or the fact checking. I think Stephen A. is just going to try to get down to business and figure out what the hell's going on. So I think you're onto something there, Joe. I would like to see him at least moderate.
All right, let's get F to the week.
Get help?
I broke my knee, man.
No. Get effed.
Ice up, son.
It's the Hack City Get Effed of the Week.
We're 2 for 2 on the sounder not looping. I got to pat myself on the back here. We're batting 1,000 on the show today. My Get F of the week is to PETA because Mike the Tiger, the infamous live mascot for LSU, is going to be on the sidelines for Alabama LSU. There's a lot of great stories of how they have used him to position him very, very closely to the opposing teams. Sometimes they'll rile him up by poking him with a stick, which is one of the best bits in sports. Not very humane, but let's get the big tiger pissed off for whoever's got to run out there. That's hilarious. I'm saying get F to PETA because PETA has been one of those losers that's complained about every single live mascot when there's been one on the sidelines. Bevo's doing fine. Bevo's probably one of the most pampered animals in the country.
Yeah.
He's doing better than his counterpart that's probably in your hamburger. But you want to complain about there being animals on the sidelines, there being live dogs as mascots. Those dogs are so happy. Have you not seen Dubs, the Washington Husky? That dog is probably, again, one of the most pampered dogs in the world. I love the fact that Mike the Tiger's on the sideline. I think it's one of the best bits because it's just so obnoxious. You're putting a ferocious animal that does not belong in Louisiana, nor does it belong in a crowded stadium when everyone's losing their minds. I don't know how sedated that they have that giant cat, but I'm sure that he's a little bit calmed down. I love the bit. PETA, you can suck it.
I love live mascots. I love that there's going to be 50,000 LSU fans at night against Alabama.
50?
Let me get into it.
Okay.
50 that think that they can take the Tiger in a fight.
Okay,
all right. The other 50,000 to 65,000 are going to be sitting there like, oh, that's just a pretty cool Tiger. Or I'm not drunk enough to fight that Tiger. But there's going to be half the crowd that is so juiced up. And seeing a live Tiger, that would get me to cheer louder. The live dogs on the sidelines, that doesn't really get me to cheer louder. I popped big when we were at Campbell and got to see the camel walk out. Two different camels.
It was not ready for the camel.
There was a big joker and a little joker, and I was happy to see both of them. It's a really fun, weird college football, college sports tradition to have the live animal mascots. I don't think they hurt anybody. It's a little bit of flair. It's not the just we're just out here to play football. It's in vein of a flyover. When a flyover happens at a sporting event, it lets you know you're doing something. It lets you know you're a part of something. You got a live animal on the sideline, lets you know you're doing something that means something, which I love. I'm all behind having a Tiger on the sidelines.
This was the recent letter from PETA. A football stadium, this is an excerpt from it. A football stadium is no place for a tiger, a naturally solitary animal who shuns human contact, as LSU's own veterinarians reportedly expressed to you, and as Representative Wayne McMahon himself, a veterinarian, stated, bringing Mike to football games would be inherently stressful and could make severe implications for his health. LSU abandoned this tradition, blah, blah, blah. We will have no choice but to alert PETA's supporters to your out-of-touch proposal. Yeah, I'm sure that they're going to figure out a way to disrupt a massive football game. Good luck.
It's also a Tiger. Okay, I don't think the PETA supporters are going to get all ballsy knowing it's a Tiger somewhere in the vicinity. If you were protesting like minks and you were protesting other animals going into fashion, I haven't seen many snake boot protests or alligator boot protests. It's always something nice and cuddly from them. So I think that the Tiger is going to be okay. My get effed. I'm going to take a victory lap here, Joe. This is near and dear.
You look like you were getting up to take a victory.
I almost did. Okay. This is a story that's been near and dear to my heart for a while. I don't care what you feel about it. I have had people in my life when they've wanted to hurt me and hurt my feelings, and they've wanted to cut deep and make me feel bad. They've said, Young Thug's going to rot in prison. They've said, Young Thug's never getting out. Well, guess what? He's out. He's going to save the music industry. 15 years parole. Has to speak at 4 anti-drug, anti-gang assemblies, I think, a year. Not allowed in Atlanta. I get it. But when he comes back, it's going to be the best album he's ever dropped, possibly. It may be the first one may be a stinker. The second one is one of the first two is going to be insane. I'm going to be totally biased. Listen to it 15 times. He's my favorite artist. And everybody, you included, Joe. Huh? Joe DeLeone.
What am I? Whoa.
I'm not saying you're a Thug hater, but when it has come up between you and me, at times you have said he's never getting out, man.
When have I said that?
You've said that to me before.
No.
You're in that
Gaslight King. No, here we Gaslight King here.
Gaslight King, that is Hurt King. That is Hurt King.
I have never said that. You're mixing me up with somebody else.
No, I am not. How many people do you think I'm talking to that would know that it's everybody?
I don't know enough about this case to know about what I don't even know what would have kept him in jail for life.
Here's what you need
You've
to know.
explained it to me.
Yeah, RICO charges, racketeering, gang affiliation, all that
dangerous
stuff.
accusations out.
I'm just saying, I distinctly remember you trying to hurt me by saying that.
I am not one of those people.
And whenever people ask me, Sean, because it's well known if you're in my circle that he is my favorite artist. Young Thug is the guy that I rally behind. One seed. And people will just conversationally bring it up to me. Hey, you think he's getting out? Hey, this is the trial is going weird. There's some weird stuff happening in that Atlanta courtroom. Yeah, I would also say, yeah, I think he's getting out. And then the immediate thing was, no way, man. And I'm like, why would you even ask then if you're going to sit there and say no way?
Now, hold on for a second. You had no idea if he was getting out or not.
Oh,
you're
no, I know
like
he was
you're
getting out.
you're a legal expert.
I was just tracking the case. I saw how bad that the prosecutors were handling it. It was messy. They never had their files in order. The judge was constantly up in arms
Legal
and
correspondent
angry.
Sean Anderson.
Brian Steele is going to get so many more big time cases for getting this guy off in this manner. It's just lawyer of the year. So happy that he's home. I'm someone that can separate church and state when it comes to art and the artist. So if you think I'm supporting whatever he did or allegedly did, don't do that. I like his music, and I'm happy I'm going to get more of it. He's saving the industry. Rap has been in shambles since he's been in court, in trial, and locked up. Get effed. Thug it free.
All right. I got nothing to add to that. That was very passionate of you. I'm seeing on the voicemails that there is one that is piquing my interest. So we need to get to this now. We're going to play the Hackbag
The mail never stops.
This is the Hackbag. Hit us on Twitter for questions or call at 201-834-4308.
Again, it's 201-834-4308. If you want to call in, leave us a voicemail. We always get to the voicemails first. I'm going right to the drive-thru one. I got to hear this.
Hi, can I please get a number 3 spicy, all large, with a sweet tea? No, thank you. Just the sweet tea and the large fries with the nuggets, please. None.
Let's go.
Thank you. Now, you see, Hacks, that's how you leave a message through a drive-thru. I think I'd start you off good. Even going to come up to the pricing window here, so I hope you guys are having a great day. Doesn't matter if you're happy or sad about the election. Your life will go on. That's my political advice for you, Joe, and for you, Sean. Not as cool as Dan, but this is your first-time caller. But I did nail the drive-through message. You wanted me to sit on the heavy machinery last couple years ago, and I did that too. I'm a man of the people. So
That's
maybe
right.
I should be president.
This is Jamie.
Joy
Jamie
and
also sat on the heavy machinery. Dustin sat on the big planer. Jamie found a bobcat in his neighborhood.
But yeah. Jamie always on our maybe number one listener up there in the top 5 easily. Jamie, you made me so happy. I don't know that thoughts of that.
Jamie rules. I believe I'm so fat. I think I know a restaurant. I think he is at Chick-fil-A. I think a number 3 spicy with a sweet tea. I'm pretty sure, and he had nuggets in the order. I'm almost certain that was Chick-fil-A.
Eat a salad, brother. All right, this one's Steve from LA.
Hey guys, this is Steve from Los Angeles. Just wanted to give a call and just let you guys know that you guys are my favorite TV show. And that's all. Peace.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
Someone actually called and said something nice. What? Steve, thank you. That made my day. And here's a mean one.
You suck.
Let's just chat again.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That was it.
That's the voicemail. Yeah.
Chad gets drunk and then calls us. That's what it.
You suck.
My heart is so warmed by Steve's, and then we've just got Chad.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Oh, okay. So yeah, Steve's in the chat right now. Nice, he tuned in to hear his voicemail. Well, we're happy to
Thank
be
you, Steve.
Your favorite TV show. Please leave us more voicemails. That was yes, nice of you.
Yes, thank you. Let's get to our Twitter questions. Thank you, everyone who participated this week, and again, thank you for Jamie for doing the drive-through. I would really like, and one of the to side tangent for a quick second here, and this is something that I pitched to you. I would really like for more like in-person stories. I want more people to call in with dumb things that happen to them or stupid things that happen to them. And more specifically, there's got to be, we definitely have listeners who are striking out on a weekly basis. I need to know who's doing poorly, who needs advice. We want to get into the nitty-gritty of our listeners.
Yes. If you want to leave anonymous voicemails, that's fine. You don't have to have your name attached.
Yeah.
But if you got a good story, a good anecdote, or want to get something off your chest, I feel like we're pretty fair judges, and that we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt until you obviously lose that Chester rack. And for the most part, I think that we can be pretty fair with them.
All right. First question that we have from Twitter. Isn't that just
Brendan?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he change his name to Thumpy?
Big Thumpy. That's what his
Sounds
new
dirty.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Big Thumpy.
Oh God, I can't say no. I'm not doing Big Thumpy. That just sounds really. Describe what your co-host reaction would be if they found out they were going to be a surprise father, and how much of a maniac of an uncle you would be to that kid.
Well, Big Thumpy, I think Joe
sounds like a really poor, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a very just like poor other word for a boner. Like that's what it sounds like.
That's where you're going?
I don't know why.
I was going Cal Rowley. His nickname's Big Dumpy or Big Dumper, so I thought,
no.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. All right. How would you answer the question?
Yeah, I think Joe would really have a meltdown, a movie-sized meltdown.
You don't think that I couldn't be a capable father?
Oh, well, you're loaded. You're richer than most people that I know.
Stop it.
Again, if you want to know,
no,
the yearly take home after tax.
You don't even know that.
You DM me,
You don't even know
Radio
that.
on Twitter.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Stop. Again, accusations being thrown around.
While you could financially support a child right now, which is good, I think your mental strain would be too much. I see what happens when you have to when you're having a busy day. You yell too much. You yell violent things to yourself.
All right, don't
alone.
make me. You're painting me as I would be an abusive father.
No. I'm just saying. I don't think you would be like yelling at. Well, you would. I don't think you'd be like being abusive towards the kid, but it's not an environment that the kid should be around with you yelling and coughing and sneezing.
I would capably be able to handle it. I would just now you're just making me seem like I'm some sort of unhinged demon that I'm just spewing. I'm shouting and I'm coughing and sneezing.
You woke me up from naps before, and this is what I've heard. And I'm like, what are we? Is there an intruder? What's going on?
Quit napping. I would, if I unsuspectingly had a kid, I would probably have to clear some things on my schedule.
Yeah.
So I'd be a little less stressed out, but I think I'd be good.
Maybe you actually get some balance in your life. I'm sure.
Yeah, actually, it's a good point. Maybe I would have. No, I wouldn't. But I'd have more reason to have more balance instead of doing work the whole day and then going to sleep every night.
I think I'd be a very fun uncle to that kid.
You're not going anywhere near that kid.
Oh, what
are you going to sit on that kid?
No, I'm not going to sit on the kid.
I don't trust you to not sit on my kid.
No, I'm going to hold the kid in my arm like a football. Yeah, I'm just going to be walking around with.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel pretty good.
I'm just letting you know. I think I'd be a good uncle to that kid. How do you think I would react?
Well, considering you're the one of the two of us that's not in a relationship, that means it would be a really big accident. Like it would be accident. And it would be with somebody that you are likely not tied down to. I don't think you'd be the type of person to do the I'd get married for the baby kind of a situation. So you just kind of would be the baby daddy that's Roman.
You said I'm Roman Reigns.
No, roaming.
Yeah.
No, you're just kind of roaming with keeping up with the child. I don't know.
If it was a tall girl, I might be kind of psyched if I was able to luck into that.
I see.
If I didn't think this is where I'm at right now. I'm admitting I'm not mature enough to have a kid because
if I did excited that you'd be producing an offensive lineman.
Yeah, if I didn't think the kid would be an athlete, I'd be pretty distraught. I'm a caveman.
I don't think that your reaction would be too unexpected. I think that you of most people that I know would probably be stressed, but would come to terms with it.
Yeah, I'd probably have to move back home to Virginia. Live in my parents' basement.
You ain't having a kid in here.
No, yeah, I'm sure. Oh, this bachelor pad.
No, but I don't want to have to deal with a baby every so often.
I
again,
deal with a baby every day.
Joint custody of a child. You stink.
Sitting on that one. Yeah, no, it would effectively end my current life, and I would have to go live in Virginia, and I'd work in Old Town Alexandria for the rest of my life.
Steve's pulling my recent comments about. I didn't say I got mad that kids celebrated Halloween with their dad. I just had pointed out that I had appreciated some of the dads that were mailing it in on Halloween.
Yeah, Joe is not. I don't think pro-nuclear family structure, which is. I actually can't believe you pulled that. I forgot you said that about kids and their dads trick or treating.
Yeah, I was taking on a context there. All right. Next question that we have from Brendan. I'm not saying this disturbing name that you have now. With you two living together, how long until you get a dog? Never. It feels like you two need a dog to complete the whole dynamic. What dog breed would you get? Would you get a puppy or adopt? Would you all secretly be judged? Oh, we will all secretly be judging you based off of your answers. No, we're not getting a dog. This apartment's not big enough for a dog. I don't want to deal with a dog barking in the middle of the day. If I got a dog, it would be if I was married, engaged, somewhere in that. I'm not getting a dog with Sean. That is, two single dudes don't get a dog.
Yeah, that's what you do when you're like, if you're living with three other dudes, you're fresh out of college because there's enough people.
You get a really old dog that's kind of hanging on, and you just know he's only going to be around for like 4 more years.
Well, you're also kind of like in that chaos, whereas I partially moved up here to escape some of that chaos. Don't see me on Fridays. You will think I'm a hypocrite. But, no, this would be a disaster. I don't think – I mean, first of all, would adopt. Would not get a straight-up puppy from a puppy mill. I think is at this point in my life cheaper and better story. And so that's what I would do. It would be tough doing that with Joe. I think it would actually drive us farther apart rather than bring us together. If the dog ever,
considering the fights that occur when I ask Sean to take out the trash, I can't imagine the.
Yeah, I'll just take out the trash with 90% your trash in it.
Well, that number has changed every single time that you've said that. It is.
I keep on having less trash.
Now it is now that I'm the only one here during the day.
Even when I was here all day, every day, I had maybe
it's still
4
an insane.
items.
But you were never taking it out. That is an insane.
It was all your trash.
Premise.
It was all your trash. Same thing with the dishwasher. It's all your dishes, and maybe I'll have a plate every 3 days.
But I've never asked you to unload it, and I've unloaded your stuff. But it's just an insane premise that when you're living with someone, just to be like, oh no, it's mostly not mine, so that means I'm
no. I'm not. That don't paint me as like, oh, it's like I'm filling it up halfway.
You're still putting stuff. It's still it's a weird behavior to be like, I'm only going to throw my trash out in my bedroom, and that way I don't have to empty.
That's where all my trash goes. We don't have a table to eat at. I eat at my desk in my room like a caveman animal.
We have a couch.
I'm not eating on your couch. God forbid I spilled something and you would flying knee kick me in the head for that precious, awful couch. Clean the lint trap out. Did you learn how to do that?
All right.
Holy
all right.
hell.
Now you're just getting mean.
Didn't know how to unlatch it.
I just didn't feel like it, figuring it out. There wasn't that much lint in there. It didn't have to come out.
My bathroom trash can is 50% lint.
Oh, good.
25% of that is my lint.
Good.
Am I asking you
all
to
right,
empty out my bathroom
we're
trash
moving
can?
on to the next
No
question.
dog in the crib, Big Thumpy. Can't handle it.
No, as you can tell. When you get to Montana, another question for Brendan. Do you plan to be soft about drinking when you get to town, or are you going to hammer down like your first trip to Brookings and also the second trip to Brookings? You guys got us drunk the second time, and I spent $40 on the worst pizza I've ever eaten in my life. I don't know. I think I kind of have to stay a little bit tame because I work too much on Sundays, so I don't go too crazy. Maybe on Friday. Maybe we'll have some fun on Friday.
It is very funny because Brendan called this in a follow-up tweet. Haven't forgotten you two shying away from drinks at 5 on a Friday night because you just got here and needed to pace yourselves. LOL. I responded, you too, ? He said, well, Joe was way worse. Should have called him Charmin that weekend. Yeah, Big Thumpy, this is a point of contention. Joe is not in much of a party mode during the season, even on the weekends. That's his choice. I know how my body works, and I know how that I can have 8 to 12 beers and be okay the next day, and I could still take notes and watch college football.
All right.
And for some reason he gets very defensive about it, so I'm not getting on.
Well, it's a difference in being able to do it and be able to do it well. being focused and never mind. We're not.
No, here we go.
Okay, Jamie's question. Oh, Jesus, Jamie. You wrote this down?
You added a question.
Who did you vote for in the presidential election and why? No, we're not answering that question.
That's for Joe's DMs.
Or is that from Joe's DMs?
Nah, maybe.
Jamie's next question. What's the best one-liner insult that you've heard or that you've ever hit someone with? Jeez, I can't.
Have you been drinking this week?
I wish.
Jesus.
What do you got? Anything?
I'd rather you go first.
I can't think of one.
I got one.
What?
Well, it's just gonna get it all fired up again. I don't know if it's worth it. Dahmer.
Next question.
Yeah,
Chester,
come on. He asked the question. What's the best one-liner insult I've ever hit someone with?
But you don't hit me with that. You didn't come up with that.
Oh yeah, I did.
You didn't come up
I was
with that.
quick to the punch calling you Jeffrey Dahmer.
You weren't the first one to do that though. Lendell White was the first person who did that.
I was calling you Dahmer before Lendale called you Dahmer.
No, you didn't. You didn't. Because I would have remembered that. Lendell was the first person who called me that.
All right, well, I called you Ellen before Lendale called you Ellen.
Yeah, he never called me Ellen.
Oh, you should have. You look like Ellen.
All right. A lot of people like dipping. This is from Chester. A lot of people like dipping fries in shakes. What do you think about dogs in blizzards? And then what is this?
I don't know. The Iditarod. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's the name for a hot dog in a blizzard. I'm not sure what it is. I may have just said a slur for all I know coming out of Chester's tweet. Yeah, hot dog in a blizzard would never. Hot dog should have 4 things on them. And
no, it's not a slur. It's it's like the Husky sled pulling races. What was that noise you just made? So it makes sense. You get a dog in a blizzard. The Iditarod. That makes a lot of sense. Why are you so distraught from finding out what that means?
The hackiest thing I've ever said. Been a part of at the show. The Iditarod.
I want to try that. That sounds pretty good.
A hot dog in a blizzard?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you could have hot dog with ketchup, little hot dog. Wow! Holy, coming from you! Wow!
Yeah,
have a little fun. A hot dog in a blizzard. That's like what an 80-year-old granny would say. Have a little fun. You have a hot dog in a blizzard. That's what we used to do. That's what my granddad does. He puts a slice of cheese on some apple pie. Have a little fun, Sean.
That's
like, all right.
Gross. That's just
abominable. Southern thing. You be careful. Some people really hold true to that.
Have you done that? Have you done the cheese on pie?
No. I just have the regular pie with a scoop of ice cream.
What's the point of that?
It's a sweet and savory slice of American cheese.
I want to try that now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Apple pie, like, it almost makes sense because I've had grilled cheese sandwiches with apple slices in them, like green apple slices, and I haven't hated it, and it's been okay. But the thought of it coming on a pie is enough for me to not want to have it. Yeah, no, I don't like the fries and the shakes. I don't like the dogs and the blizzards. I don't like the savory food in a dairy treat form. The closest I'll get sweet and savory is like a chocolate covered pretzel, which is one of the best. What? Oh, is
that's the furthest on the scale that you would go?
For the two in a combined sense, yeah, I think that's the peak of what
can
be.
We've got hot dog in a blizzard and chocolate covered pretzels like all the way over here. That's normal.
Yeah, that's as far as it should go. The sweet and savory combination has been bastardized.
I want to try this.
All right, you go do it, big man. You put that at your shot of the week.
Blizzard's Dairy Queen, right?
Yeah, it's Dairy Queen, pal.
Where's the nearest Dairy Queen?
Why don't you check it out?
Let's see what Dairy Queen.
I think Dairy Queen, the most offered up stop on road trips and least ever gone to on road trips.
There's a couple. There's one in Ridgedale.
The hell is Ridgedale?
I don't know where that is. I'd be curious to try that. I think it's an interesting option. All right, last question here. I don't know if I can answer this, but I'd love for you to answer it, Sean. What's your guys' favorite outfit for role play? I've always been a fan of the teacher professor look. These are get more creative every week. What do you got?
I don't do role play, man. What would I go as? I'd like to maybe, I don't know, sumo,
well, it doesn't
if I could
matter.
go out with those nice little tight breeches and with my ass all showing out. Maybe that would be fun. I don't think I could pull. I don't have enough hair for a top knot.
Wait. Do you understand what he means by role play in this context?
Yeah, sexual role play, right?
Okay, but what do you mean sumo?
Like that's the closest I could think of sexual, where I could just drop the little rope underwear and they get right into it.
Why is that attractive or like?
I'm not saying I'm not in that world, man.
Look, I don't do it either, but
my
I can
role
think
play
of some
is a
great-
big
that's the-
shaved yak.
That's what
that
you
is
could think of.
bearing down on a woman. That's my role play. Yeah. What would you want me to go as, pal?
I
You want me to
don't
go
know.
as Iron Man?
Come
You want
on.
me to fucking
Again, these examples you're coming up with are ridiculous.
go with costumes?
He gave, hold on a second. Chester gives the most normal, the professor-student bit.
Oh,
Like,
that's real normal.
normal. That's
Adult
totally,
and student.
that's
Yeah,
a total, that's
normal,
a totally normal
No,
situation.
that's an awful
Professor,
situation.
college
Can't
student.
stand- Oh, now,
or-
now there's a
or-
qualifier.
or- no.
Real interesting there.
You're pitching Halloween costumes like you're going to a party. So you're gonna in like 10 years, you're gonna be in a relationship with a girl who's gonna be into this, and you're gonna show up in green paint dressed up as the Hulk, and she's gonna be
That's the
wondering-
costume also. That's what you
But
figured out.
no,
for
but
me.
that's what I'm saying is that you're not gonna
Oh,
understand
yeah.
the assignment. And you're just gonna be like, I'm ready to go, and then whoever you're dating is gonna be like, what the hell are you wearing?
For as freaky deaky as I may be able to get, I've never even crossed the boundaries of possibly being someone else. Oh, hey, I'm the big doctor. Yeah, I take off your shirt. I gotta feel your heartbeat with my dickoscope. No, I'm not doing all that. I get
No
down
one's
to
asking you to go that crazy.
that's crazy. I don't get down like that, Chester. All right.
Have a little creativity. Instead, you go,
I just said
what am I gonna
dickoscope.
What am I
is
gonna
that?
dress up as? Iron Man? What would the context of that situation be?
All right, maybe she's
You're not
Pepper
even into
Potts.
Marvel. You're not even into Marvel. That doesn't even
Maybe
make any
she's
sense.
Pepper Potts. She pulls off a nice little suit. I come in an Iron Man helmet.
Just the most
Well, okay.
stretched out Iron Man onesie. And the mask that doesn't it's a children's sized mask. It's not the full helmet because the full helmet wouldn't fit on your head. It's just like a children's sized mask, so it looks like a paper plate that's placed lightly on the front of your head. Iron Man. That was what you went with.
It was my-
Iron Man.
Hey,
Let's try one more try.
You ready to get this on?
One more try. Let's see
What
if
do
you
you
come
mean,
up with
one more
another.
try?
Just give me one off the dome. One more try.
Can I just be like, just show up in like a Brian Scalabrine jersey? Just show up like the guy.
What?
Yeah, let me just be a basketball player, some big white basketball player.
Do you have a Brian Scout? What would the context of that?
Maybe I'll get a Jokic
fantasy
jersey.
be?
Yeah, maybe she likes Nikola Jokic, and then now I show up and I can walk into flip flops and start doing jump shots with my dick out. Just hey, little fadeaway action.
I pray for the well-being of any woman who's willing to have sex with you.
I don't get down like that. I don't do that stolen valor. When I go on vacation, I'm not going out and saying I'm a doctor or a lawyer like these other Euro frauds. Yeah. I am me. I am me. I don't get into that. All right, Mr. Go ahead, Mr. Creativity. What's Johnny role play?
Well, I'm not saying. I haven't done this, but I'm trying to think what would be like. Well, okay.
You'd be Dahmer and she'd
all right,
your victim.
screw you, screw you, asshole. You say a bunch of dumb shit and you're taking shots. All right, what's your shot?
I'm
No, I'm
going
not
in
mad.
with the kids Iron Man mask.
Yes.
If I'm going, I'm gonna get the $300 quality one.
It's not
with
gonna
the
fit on your head.
Oh, it'll be fine. I'll get the little lights, whoosh, and then I'll just walk right in.
It doesn't you just don't want to dress like Iron Man. Iron Man's not big. It doesn't even make sense. There's not even a world that would make sense.
Well, I'm not gonna go as Colossus and get a big metal helmet.
Go as if you're going to a comic book convention.
Oh, okay. You know what I could go as? I could go as a corporate sellout because that's what I dress like
Oh
now
my
every single
God.
day. Good Lord.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus. All right. Good. Let me
Shout of the week.
resettle here. Sean's shout of the week. Everything you're going to want to eat, drink, and watch this weekend. Look, it's all a little bit skewed. Everyone was expecting some cold weather through the first week of November. I guess we can just kick rocks there. That throws off a lot of shouts where you'd be expecting some nice winter foods and football. This weekend, you're going to want to get into a nice barbecue joint. Find some burnt ends. They could be standard Kansas City bologna burnt ends. It doesn't matter. Find a spot that has burnt ends. Request that they give you some toothpicks at the restaurant. If you don't, go buy some. You need to eat burnt ends with the toothpick. It's a delicious glaze. It's a delicious crisp on the burnt ends. I'm not saying
Sean's doing a like really local ad spot for a barbecue place.
If we're doing the human billboard this winter,
Just
I
like
would
really over-modulated audio on the ad as well. Just really crispy and quality burnt ends.
8 burnt ends, $8. I'm
sorry.
going burnt ends. That is the eat. I think it's a great football food. It's underrated barbecue. Obviously, pulled pork is good, but I'm not going with a full rack of ribs this weekend. I'm going to try to find some good burnt ends. Drink. You know what you haven't had in a while, Joe? But every time you have one, you think you're going to become that beer guy again. Heineken. It's a great November beer.
I thought you didn't like Heineken.
Love
Heineken. You clowned on me before for saying I liked Heineken.
That's when maybe I was a little more immature. But I've grown.
College you did. I also you clowned on me for saying my favorite beer in college was Stella, and
you said Peroni.
Peroni and Stella were the two that I would consider.
You're in college. No one's saying that in college.
I'm sorry
that's
that
when you're calling yourself a big wine guy in college. Also, you douche hack.
Yeah,
go screw. Defend that, man. You stink.
Yeah,
You're 20 years old, living with 4 dudes in a room that didn't have a door. All right, so I don't want to hear any of this class coming out of you.
It was 3 dudes.
Yeah. I love Heineken. I love Heineken in November. I have fantastic, fond memories of Heineken in November. Every time I went to Thanksgiving in Tennessee, my uncles were drinking Heineken. They would get a nice big case, and it was almost like a pallet, and it would be laid out. They go pick at some turkey. They crack a Heineken. They're having a good time with family. It's a really nice, heartwarming beer for me at this time of the year. I'm going to try to find a way to drink 12 Heinies this weekend. I'm going to get all in on it. It's just different enough. It tastes just different enough to snap you out of that light beer malaise, that light beer funk you might be in where everything tastes the same. Just enough punch. I'm not telling you to go drink some double hopped up IPA. Nice little Heineken, little crisp beer action. What you're going to watch, Joe, this is controversial. I've gotten a lot of criticism for this take previously. I'm giving it another chance here. Heat, the Michael Mann movie. In full honesty, I didn't love this movie the first time I saw it. In fuller honesty, I'm not even sure if I liked it. That being said, there's probably just something wrong with me.
Why are you telling people to watch it then?
Because it has De Niro, Pacino, and Val Kilmer and some of the most intense, real-to-life bank robbing scenes, shootouts. I'm saying I'm watching it again, giving it another clean slate. I think I may have been in a weird spot when I first watched it. It can't be bad. It's one of the highest critically acclaimed movies, action movies, dramas that you could have. I'm giving it another shot. I want listeners to watch it again with me. I might live tweet it. Heat redo. Just trying to give it a better score than the original. I think I gave it like a 2.5 out of 5 or maybe a 3 out of 5. When everyone I know has it at a 4.5 or a 5 out of 5 movie. So it's kind of my duty to give it another shot. If I consider myself as someone that likes movies, I'm not a cinephile. Someone that likes movies. So I'm going with Heat.
I don't think I've ever. It was like yesterday. Blake it's the same bit that you two are doing. Blake put Notre Dame in his top 10 and then proceeded to shit on and explain why Notre Dame didn't belong in the top 10. You're suggesting a movie that you don't even like. Like, oh, well, I don't really like this movie,
Joe,
but you should watch it.
I have to do my due diligence on it because it's too beloved.
Okay, I'm gonna provide a counter option that if you're like Sean and you don't like the movie, you're gonna watch Sing instead. You're gonna turn off Heat. If you start watching the first 30 minutes, you're not liking it. Is there a certain point in the movie where people would turn off the movie?
No, it grips everybody. It's an awesing thriller.
Why didn't you like it?
I don't know why I didn't like it.
It's confusing.
I know it's confusing. I should have liked it. It checks every single box.
Hey,
for me.
here's this shit movie I didn't like. You're gonna watch it this weekend.
De Niro, Pacino were just so great, and I guess
this is the most confusing review ever.
That's what everyone's telling me.
Okay. Whose opinion are you sharing? Are you sharing yours or everybody? This ambiguous everybody.
I don't know, man. I just feel like I'm left out on Heat, and I don't want to be left out anymore. If it's so if you
watched
beloved.
it twice, then how many times are you gonna watch it till you like it?
I've only watched it once.
Oh, you made it seem like you watched it too.
No, I watched it once like 3 years ago. and I kind of trashed it, and I didn't really feel great about trashing it. So I'm going to try to get it with some fresh eyes.
All right. Well, we'll see if Sean likes. That'll be the big development next week. Does Sean like the movie Heat?
We didn't do any CFP rankings reaction on this show. We are doing Heat reviews and then role play costume pitches.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Costumes still, I guess.
At Joe DeLeone, at Sanderson. Guess stop costumes. Stop it with costumes, not the right word. Jesus. At Joe DeLeone, at Sanderson Radio, at Hack City Pod, 201-834-4308. Call in, leave us your questions. We'll talk to you folks later.